just spray into your nose?
Nothing. It's my rocket blower from camera stuff, but I figured you guys would look at it and look at it crazy, so you know.
Well, guys, welcome to the Cast Subject to Change show. Also a part of the Manny and Marcus show. Hey, hey, ho, ho. We are joined today by the most respectable hosts for the Saturday show who decided to dress up for the event. We are joined by Irk.
It's not often that I'm invited to the casting couch, and so I wanted to dress up for the part. You know, that's what I'm here for.
Well, you really are. You really are ready for our show today, because today we are drafting for the characters of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV series. Not the movie, not the updated movie, and not anything in between there. Not Turbo, not Ninjetti, not any other things. So I'm going to go to Eric first as the guest. What is your thoughts of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Well, first, I would like to say I'm very humbled and grateful to be on the show with such great people such as Manny and Marcus. And I just want to say I really appreciate this opportunity. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meant so much to me because when I used to watch the Power Rangers, Marcus, you recall, that's when I figured out how if you switched EP on the VHS tape, you could record 8 hours of footage. I had 16 hours of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on VHS, and just like in my everyday life, I collected it and hardly ever watched it. But at the same time, you know, Go Power Rangers, I'm all for it. I'm all in. I'm ready to draft, baby.
Manny,
Cast.
You're ready to cast. We're not drafted here, all right? We're draft dodgers on this show. But, Manny, as I point in this direction, dang, how come every direction I point in? Manny, what did the Power Rangers mean to you? What did you think of the show?
I loved the Power Rangers. It was just something to watch, especially when growing up. Because the thing was, that was probably the first live action kind of TV show that I watched on a regular. And yeah. I think I got that very late. Like, it came over to England very late, I think, for the first series. And but then, like, even as an adult, like, I remember they just brought out the Power Rangers arcade game on Xbox Live. I still played that.
So, the Power Rangers was a Japanese export from Japan by, I believe, Saban or something. I don't have any notes for this because we did this on such short notice. But it was brought in and exported, and they redubbed it for every single country. So, there's the American version, which I think is also the UK version. And so they just swapped in with just do like, hey, we're going to put these guys and just show the Japanese footage throughout later in the show. So we're casting, open casting. You can cast anybody as anything. You can do race bending, gender bending, whatever the case. So I'm going to describe the Power Rangers show for those who do not know. It is a show in which 5, soon to be 6 individuals, strangers, get together and get superpowers from an alien entity to battle another alien entity who was imprisoned for 10,000 years by another Power Rangers organization and is here to conquer Earth by making giant monsters. With that being said, we have to decide who gets to pick first.
AKA Saved by the Bell on steroids.
Nobody was on the juice. Don't accuse Trini of being on the juice.
I'm saying that the characters from Saved by the Bell was very wimpy compared to the Power Rangers, man. You know,
wimpy? Don't you remember AC Slater? He was not wimpy.
Yeah, AC Slater will beat up 3 of the Power Rangers. And I'm talking about Billy, Kimberly, and Trina.
It was Trini, I thought. Not Trina. Trina is the rapper. I think it was Trina. Trini. But who cares?
I think you're right. I think you have facts. You have facts. You have facts today.
I told you, I had 16 hours worth of footage of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was built for this draft. I was built for it.
So, Eric, here's my thing. I believe, because we haven't decided who goes first yet, and normally it's in a rock, paper, scissors duel. But I believe you should go last because you have unlimited picks.
I'm confident with going last. I don't care. I'm a guest on the show. I'm confident that I will win the poll. I will win the draft. I have talent that I'm coming off on the dome of my head. I'm ready to rock and roll.
I feel like you written stuff down. You got pen and paper and glasses and shit.
The pen is adding to the aesthetic of me being prepared.
You son of a bitch.
It's Marcus, as they would say, it is morphing time. Let's draft, baby. Sorry.
It's morphin'
Let's
time.
draft, baby.
My camera's over here. All right, Manny, rock, paper, scissors. Here we go. Let's see if we can get it right this time. Rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot.
I went with scissors.
So did I.
You went with
Goddamn.
scissors too. You guys did this on the last episode. We need to bring back the Dynomatic.
Or a coin flip. I feel like it's easier.
Oh, technically with me being here, I could probably flip the coin for you.
Do you have a coin?
I have a John Cena dollar bill. So
Why have you got that?
Don't worry about that. He got it in New Orleans.
I will flip the John Cena dollar bill. Manny, I will let you. Well, Marcus, who do you want to call it? I'm just a guess. I'm sorry.
I don't even know how you flip a dollar bill in plastic.
Like that.
I'm going John Cena. I'm going John Cena.
So,
But you
Heads
can't
up.
see him.
I'm going heads up.
So as you see, there's a John Cena side. There's a dollar side.
I'm
about
going
to
with.
flip it.
I'm going with I can see him instead of you can't see me.
Marcus, you go first. John Cena stayed up.
All right, first pick again. All right, so first I wanted to start off by picking the villains. And so
Okay.
I'm going to pick one of the main villains first. And it is Rita. She was in prison for 10,000 years. 10,000 years lived with those fools. And I am going with Sherry Martell to play Rita Rapunzel. Yes,
Well done,
sensational
sir. Good
Sherry
pick.
to play.
That was an obvious pick, Marcus.
It was an obvious pick. Which way I took it in. Her
Well, Marcus-
villainy knows no bounds.
I figured you were gonna make me go last. So, yes, if I knew I had the first pick and we were taking villains, I probably would have took her. But I knew I was going last, so I commend you on that pick. I'm very curious to see what the instant coffee will go with because I'm pretty sure he had Rita. No one thought we would be drafting the bad guys first, to be quite honest. I must say this has threw me for a loop, but I'm still ready.
That's just the
I'm
way
like,
it's listed
dang.
on my notes right now because I had no time to prepare for this.
So, I had a full list of people. I thought about picking Nyla Rose.
Oh,
I even thought about picking Bull Nakano.
who?
But I have gone with the first gender change, and
Oh,
I'm picking Broken Matt Hardy.
oh, shocker! That is a shocker. I didn't expect a gender change, and two, for you to pick Damascus. I did not expect that. That is out of nowhere. Manny, that was straight for the lake of reincarnation. I did not see that coming.
Well,
And by
I
the
figured
way, I hope
also.
somebody write this down.
I figured also that I probably am not going to use him in anything else, so I might as well use him now.
I'm going to let you know right now. I was going to use Matt Hardy in this draft, in this casting. He was going to be my Red Ranger at one point.
Interesting. I
All
must say.
right, Eric.
I must say, Sherry Martell, good pick. Matt Hardy, very interesting pick, but solid pick also. But when I think of Rita from the Power Rangers, I think of a very mean individual, a person who just wanted to destroy the Earth and had so much anger towards the Earth. And so when I think of mean, there's no one meaner than Tamina.
Oh my God!
That is who I'm going with. I'm taking Tamina.
Bravo! Bravo! I mean, the whole transition into that didn't even cross my mind. Son of a bitch.
Guess what? It didn't cross my mind until Manny said Nia Jax. 'Cause I told you, I ain't got no picks ready. I'm just picking them when it's time to go.
Goddamn, you just pulled a Kevin Costner.
I
On
did,
draft
man.
day. You just
I'm
pulled
a
a Kevin
modern
Costner.
thespian. Or thespian. I don't know which
All right.
one I am. DSPN, check it out.
A modern lesbian. Got it.
I'll take that too, baby. I'm going to win this. Because I'm Cameron Grimes.
Ooh, I
Keep
wonder if she's
hammering.
going to get picked. All right, the next pick is my favorite character in all of Power Rangers. This is the man they call Goldar. And I love me some Goldar. If I could be a Power Ranger character for Halloween, I would probably dress up as the Goldar. And so I went through multiple people who I wanted to be Goldar. But because I realized when you go back and look at Power Rangers, how weak Goldar actually was as being a number 2 or 3 guy at best, I am going to have to say I had to think of somebody that didn't really have the wrestling ability, but had the look and the feel of a villain.
Can I pause real quick, Marcus? Because I'm very curious about this, and I did watch the show. Because you won the John Cena dollar flip, does that mean you will always go first? And
yes.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I understand.
We don't go back to 3 and all that.
All right. There we go.
Okay. I'm glad you asked questions. Thank you very much. There are no such thing as dumb questions. As they always say. There are, but the teachers say that all the time. So, back to my pick. I am picking the Ultimate Warrior as Goldar. Yes. He can do a lot. He seems impressive, but in the end, he really sucks in the ring. He's all gimmick, all show, and that's all he is. He's a good number 2, never a number 1. And I'm shaking the ropes on that one, baby. I'm shaking the ropes.
Okay, so let me go through my thought process when I went to pick this lovely gentleman. I typed into Google, worst big man in the game.
Damn it.
Google threw me a couple of answers. And then I threw in a couple of my own. I originally started to think Wardlow.
Oh, shit. I'm a little worried.
Shit.
Manny might take my off the dome pick right now.
And then off my brain, I started thinking the Big Show.
Oh.
But I'm going with the worst big man in wrestling history, Giant Gonzalez.
Whoa. I did not see that coming. I thought you were going a completely different direction than that. Giant Gonzalez.
You know, Manny, I like that pick. It's very thoughtful. And it's very provocative.
It's a man walking around in a naked suit.
So, but the thing is, though, when you think about Goldar, you think about one thing I remember from Goldar. He was like a winged gorilla or winged wolf, but he was hairy. And so when I think of hair, Giant Gonzalez is a very good pick. So
it wasn't his hair.
It was his fur. I don't know what it was, but
it was a man. It was his bodysuit.
But at the same time, Manny's right. You have to go down that road of worst big man in the game, like man, because you look at Goldar. You should be fearing that man. He should be impressive. Hell, he should be number 1. It should not be Rita. And so I started to think, and my mind took me on that trip. Just right now, when you guys were talking to NXT, and I put big man, hairy, and right then and there, I said my Goldar, Killian Dane. That is my Goldar.
Killian Dane.
Killian Dane. Hairy, he looks impressive, but he can't get a win to save his life. Going with Killian Dane.
Oh man. I'm the only one that went with a good guy throughout this.
I would never have to use him again. So.
Well, before we change subject, another thought for Goldgar, Farouk, when he wore this.
You see, the one reason I didn't choose a black person, because I had a plan. Like, Booker T was one of my original plans for Goldar, but I was not choosing a black person to play Goldar because of the stereotype of monkeys and apes and everything that he represents. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go that route. But Booker T already has the Goldar voice. Alright, moving on to the final villains that we will pick. And yes, people may say, where's Lord Zed? I'm not including him. He was a later ad, and we probably would just choose Kane. Oh, God. He's so weak. He's so weak.
That's Killian Dane right there.
He never used those teeth. Ah.
So who you got? Who you got for putties, Marcus?
So,
I think this is unfair because I think we all want to pick the same putties, and Marcus got the first pick, and I think it's unfair because I know who he's taking.
No, you don't.
I've got a few good answers, so I'm cool with whoever he picked.
Mine is probably shocking because I'm giving the putties more credit than they probably deserve. Because I remember in several episodes, in the first episode of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the pulleys were the villains. They were roughing them up. They were tearing them up. And they seemed impressive. And so I'm not going to just give them a straight up jobber off the bat that we cloned several times. I'm going to give them a scrapper. I'm going to give them somebody that can fight. I'm going to get somebody that they throw out there every week just to lose on NXT. I've chosen Oni Lorcan as my number one putty that I will clone over and over. Just somebody to take an ass whooping and make everybody else look good.
I'll give you Danny Burch for free as well.
No. In that motion, you can have Danny Burch.
No. We don't need him. We're okay. We are fine with just Oni, okay? But we welcome Danny. Maybe he can play Pudgy Pig or something.
Well, I didn't think you were going that way.
Yep. I went that way. I got a semi-jobber. I didn't go full jobber with this because I thought you guys would go full jobber, and I didn't know if I would get the number one pick.
So, I have two options here, and I'm going with my last option, but I'll let you know the thought process. My first thought process was the Mean Street Posse.
Oh, wow, the entire faction. Take them. Peak gas.
But, because you went first, I'm taking the whole of the Dark Order.
You see? I know. I was thinking of taking the Dark Order early on, but I just chose not to. Okay? I just chose not to. That is an excellent pick. I'm not going to even dispute that. That is an excellent pick. I can't argue that. My friend, my brother, my professional comrade.
I will point out I'm disappointed, but I am proud at the same time of Manny's pick. As anybody who could probably tell with the cocky smirk on my face, I was going with the Dark Order as my pick.
Wait, you thought they would last?
No, I thought they would be the obvious pick of the putties. Because when you said putties in the text message, I figured it had to be a group. I didn't realize you were going to pick one person. And once you picked Oni Lorcan, I started to salivate, Marcus. I was like, Manny's not taking the Dark Order. And then when Marcus even set it up, I had my opening speech ready, talking about, just like Marcus said, they started off dominant and then they failed. Well, Manny crushed my dreams, but just like friends do, I can only turn to my pick for the putty is the best friends. Minus Orange Cassidy. Trent Beretta and Chucky T, those are my putties because I want nothing from them, and that's all I need to say. The best friends, Chucky T, Trent Beretta.
So we took tag teams for this. I thought we were just taking one wrestler and cloning them in our meeting.
But it was plural. Manny, did he say putties?
He said putties.
I thought we were just cloning one wrestler.
That's why Manny and I gave you Danny Burch.
Okay. Well then, we took tag teams. Didn't see that coming.
I had some honorable mentions for this. Mm-hmm. I had the Mexicals.
Oh.
And the original of X-Pac Heat, the X Factor, with the worst theme music in the game.
Ty and Ty also crossed my mind too.
How dare you? Indeed. I just chose James Ellsworth as well. That was my other guess, because I was going with a jobber. Alright, so now we are moving on into the hands of the Power Rangers. That is Alpha 5 and Zordon. And so we're going to start with Zordon first. Just a giant floating head that doesn't really do much. This was probably my most difficult decision to make. And I've settled with my decision and I'm sticking with it. And because I have the first, I'm going with People Power himself, John Laurinaitis, as Zordon. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see where you went there.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I pick my father, Lord Alfred Hayes. However,
I didn't know he was claiming you these days. I know that went through.
I'm going to pick, because we got people out here going about as if they're 300-pound babies. I'm picking Arn Anderson.
Dang, you went with the enforcer. All right, Anderson.
Gentlemen,
Eric?
I'm disappointed in both of you. The one thing when you look at Zordon, what's the one thing you remember the most about Zordon?
He was in a giant
Zordon
tube.
bald. He went bald early in life. So if we could not be picked to be Zordon, either Eric, Marcus, or Manny, we had to pick a bald guy. And at this point, I was very torn of who I was going to pick because I really felt Zordon was useless, but at the same time, he put the Power Rangers together. So originally, when I was sitting here listening to your picks, I was going to go with Baron Corbin, but I said no.
Ooh, I thought about that too.
I'm going with somebody who you guys picked, I believe, in your Independence Day episode. Please go back and check that episode out if you would like to know what I'm talking about. But I'm going with The Big Show. The Big Show is my Zordon. He has a great voice. He is bald-headed, and he can somewhat lead some men and women to the promised land.
Yeah, but he had turned on him first.
I believe there was an episode where Zordon went evil when somebody messed up his dial-up or something like that.
You don't even know it.
I'm not 100%. The connection did not go through. But Big Show is my pick.
For all interesting picks, I forgot who my honorable mention is. I had it on here, but I think I didn't even put it because I felt like John Laurinaitis was the end. So we're going to move on for Zordon, the leader of the Power Rangers, who did absolutely nothing for them other than give them the power coins. We're moving on to Alpha 5. The hand, the stooge, the goof, and the comic relief of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show. And now, I'm just going to go off the right back, is that he is just the voice of Zordon. He just echoes things that Zordon says. And I feel like the person I'm picking does the exact same thing through his headset. I am choosing Michael Cole as Alpha 5. The silence is deafening.
It's a bad pick, sir.
I think that's a really bad pick.
How is that a bad pick? That's literally Michael Cole. Screw you guys.
But for my pick, I have picked. I was going to pick the Master of the 619.
Booyaka, booyaka.
However, I've taken the Master of the Big Wiggle, Norman Smiley. Screaming Norman Smiley.
I can't even tell if that's a race change or not.
Alpha 5 was a female robot.
Was he? He was female?
We don't know. No.
I don't know whatever pronoun Alpha 5 was going to use, but
I'm not gonna define his gender.
What Alpha 5 was to me was annoying. I did not like Alpha 5. I thought Alpha 5 served no purpose. And so I felt that I had to pick somebody who annoyed me, who I didn't like, and served no purpose for me. And there's no better candidate. And I'm ready to accept the hate that I'll receive once I say these 3 letters. ACH is my Alpha 5.
Oh. Ooh. I did not see that coming. Oh. Wow.
AKA Jordan Miles.
Oh. Wow. Hey.
I don't like that damn.
You turn Alpha Black, you turn into a female. I really thought you were going somewhere else with this.
No.
I'm really comfortable with my Michael Cole pick. You basically described Michael Cole, we described Jordan Miles.
I'm very glad that you're comfortable with your pick. You should be happy with your pick because it is your pick. You need to stand by your pick. If you don't stand by your pick, who will?
That's something I learned, man. Message. All right, now we're moving to the nitty gritty. This is the main event, guys. The 6 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Starting first, the Blue Ranger. Everybody's favorite Blue Ranger.
You gonna start off with the Blue Ranger? I thought you was gonna start off with the Red Ranger.
No. I don't start off with the red one. I start off with the weakest Power Ranger, and that is the Blue Ranger. He is the weakest. I don't care if you got a blue pin. Everybody knows he's the weakest. If we had to buy toys, he would be the one that's not sold.
You're not gonna sit here and disrespect Billy with me being on this line right here.
Billy
wore the glasses.
Billy isn't the Braves.
A lot of problems for everyday life. Don't disrespect Billy, man.
Billy couldn't get laid,
Billy
and
was a
Zordon
simp.
was the Braves. Yeah.
Billy was a simp.
Yeah. He was a chump.
He was a cuck.
Remember that episode when his girlfriend turned on? I think her name was Marge, and she ended up being a monster, and he had to kill her. Billy's weak. You can't even remember Billy's weapon. What was his weapon?
I'm like nunchuck things.
I want your pick, sir. I want your pick.
Right.
I'm not here about the weapon.
I'm going with an absolute chunk from the past. And first, I was going with brains, but then I was not going to fall into that trap that you fall in to think Billy was smart just because he was a white man in glasses. It's not true. I am going with Simon Dean for Billy of the Power Rangers.
Does he come with the Segway?
He does. Oh yes, that's his Zoid. That's his Zoid right there. Manny, who you got?
I'm taking someone that you picked in the last episode of Independence Day. But I'm not taking the new age version of him.
Oh.
I'm taking the Hoorah! The Miz.
Oh. Oh. Why? That's the worst character. Hoorah Miz could have been Alpha 5.
No. Norman Smiley Big Wiggle is Alpha 5. Look at everything he did with the hardcore title in WCW. That is Alpha 5.
So you're going with I'm blanking out now. Dang. Who'd you just go with?
The Miz.
The Miz. I give The Miz more credit than this.
Isn't The Miz your president?
He was my president, yes. And that's why I give him more credit than this.
No, I don't give him no credit. This is before he became WWE champion. He is Billy the Simp.
And clearly, from this point that I realize you guys do not respect Billy, so I will not waste a respectable pick on Billy in this situation. So I have went through my mental database, and I wanted to confirm, and I'm going back into the place that I hang out all the time, back into the AEW realm, where apparently I get tested for the COVID virus more prominently than WWE. But my pick is a man who...
You look like Taz right now.
I was waiting to drop that joke in.
A simp and somebody who is useless, who would be the Blue Ranger. I'm going with Mr. Peter Avalon. Peter Avalon, who is... Yes, he is my Billy.
You know what? Bravo. I do like somebody that... You got somebody that thought he was smart and kind of useless and doesn't really carry his own weight in this Power Ranger team. Billy does nothing. He is useless. I respect each and every one of our picks. But I feel like The Miz doesn't deserve this. The Miz doesn't deserve that.
Just because you picked him as a president.
You didn't pick him as a president, man. You could have picked so many other people. The Miz is a lead. He's a lead actor.
The president was a lead actor in Independence Day.
Bro, man. But Mark, we need to move on. What's the next color I gotta pick?
The next color is yellow. Hello. We're picking yellow. And this is Trini, the only Asian character who they decided to racially identify by giving her the yellow Ranger sign. This isn't the only one that they did this to. But I'm going with, and I'm going to stick in Asian culture with this one. And I'm going to go Asianly correct. I don't even think that's a word. Ethnically correct. Shut up. Shut up. I am going with Xia Li, Eric Girl with the Wushu, as the Yellow Ranger. How you like that shit, Taz?
I'm not impressed. I'm actually disappointed with your pick. But I'm going to wait for Manny to pick before I can talk about my pick.
Okay.
So, the obvious pick here, and the sensible pick here, is the current AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida.
That's a good pick. I thought about that.
It looks like Eric was gonna pick her. He seems very annoyed.
Now he gotta go
seems like
Rio.
now he looks like he's about to pull out his version of Brian Cage and attack us.
I'm not, because I'm going to commend you, Manny, on knowing talent when talent exists and paying homage to the great Trini. I can't remember her real name, but may she rest in peace.
You never knew her real name.
However, since you have selected Sheeta, who I think is a proper Yellow Ranger in this situation, I shall also pick a Yellow Ranger who I believe will be proper in this situation. And I may be wasting a pick extremely early, but because the Power Rangers replaced the Yellow Ranger with a black person, I will do the same thing. I am going with Naomi for my Yellow Ranger.
You can't cast the wrong Yellow Ranger. You can't cast the wrong Yellow Ranger.
I can. I just did that. I did that.
You can't.
You know, weirdly, I was thinking about casting Shinsuke Nakamura as the Yellow Ranger.
That, sir, might have been just completely racist. Just want to let you know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, but Taz says, I forget what Taz says.
You don't even know his lines. All right, moving on to the next Ranger. This time, Eric, we're going red. We are going red. The the leader who lost his spot as soon as some new booty Green Ranger came in there and lost his leadership. He lost the leadership role. That's why he is not picked last or in the middle or anything. He's just picked with everybody else. And with the Red Ranger, this guy.
I'm hoping Manny don't mess this up for me like he did with Sheeta.
I've already lost Matt Hardy, so I'm going with my second pick. I'm going with the Canadian. Allow him to be serious for a moment. Lance Starr as my Red Ranger. Because he's boring as hell. No one gave a damn about the Red Ranger. As soon as the Green Ranger showed up, everybody sent him a packet.
I don't like that pick at all, but whatever.
I don't care.
What we got?
As Marcus also picked someone boring, I was also considering someone boring. I considered Roderick Strong as the king of boredom. However, there is someone that's also boring and has an amazing theme song, just like the Power Rangers.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think of it. You son of a bitch.
I'm picking glorious Bobby Roode.
Okay, that's not who I thought you was gonna pick.
Wait, how did you not get that?
I could calm down.
Wait, who did you thought he was picking? It's clear that was Bobby Roode he was talking about.
Oh no, it's not, man. Because Marcus, there's another person.
I like your pick, Manny. That was a great pick. That was a great pick.
You said it.
Thank you.
You said it yourself in the opening when you started talking about the Red Ranger. The Red Ranger is delusional. He thought he was the leader. He thought he was the most powerful Ranger of them all. And then someone came in and took all the shine from him. And as Manny says, the person that I have in mind also has great music. And I was not worried about Marcus taking this man because I believe this Marcus drafted this man in the previous Independence Day episode. Marcus, I'm going for the 3-star general himself, the perfect Red Ranger, Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
no, I drafted him.
That was all Manny.
Okay, well, I didn't pay that much of it, but I'm going with Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes thinks he's the boss, but it's always somebody right there to push him right back down.
That's mean. That's mean and vicious. That is unfair. That was an unnecessary shot. Okay? He had the second greatest dinosaur, all right? You shouldn't give Cody Rhodes. All right. Now let's get to the controversial one. The Black Ranger. Also played by a black person. Now, I'm curious if we're going to do some race bending on this one because I chose not to. I kept my Black Ranger black. And so, I was debating with myself all through the show of what shucking and jiving black dude can I pick for this role. And because there's so many, whether it's Rich Swan or Flash Funk, I could have went all over the globe with this one. But for my Black Ranger, I'm with the AEW, and I chose Mark Quinn as my Black Ranger because all he does is flip. By the way, the Black Ranger had the dopest weapon of all. He had the axe and the gun. Come on. He was ahead of his time, having an axe and a gun at the same time. Absolutely amazing. And then he had those sick dance moves. Mark Quinn's the best pick for the job. Manny, your turn.
So I went with, and you got to put respect on this man's name.
Oh.
You got to say it like the Usos say it. You got to pick Shelton Benjamin.
It's a solid choice, but he's the only shucking and jiving black man that didn't shuck and jive. He never danced. You gotta pick a black dancer, Manny. A black dancer.
No, I'm saving my black dancers in case we have in case we have to pick something where someone has to dance.
Eric is in deep thought.
No, because you know what happened was, like, this was to me when I sat down. The Black Ranger was the one Ranger I had penciled in. I knew who I was picking. I was, and this is not my pick. I was hands down going R-Truth. I was like, R-Truth is my man. He's my man in this situation. But however, I have this ability where I could change the race of the Black Ranger. I could do that.
Don't take the only black character away.
Well, remember, I made my Yellow Ranger black, so I'm okay with this one. I still got my black card pulled. So I decided I need to get one of the greatest dancer, and I'm going back into my WCW days right now. And Marcus, I'm not taking Disco Inferno, but I'm taking the man that had moves of gold. I'm taking the German import. I'm taking Alex Wright from my Black Ranger. That's who I am taking in this pick, and I am happy with this
I
pick.
can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
That is a new low. I can't believe you did that. We could have had two Black Power Rangers at the same time, and you ruined it. You ruined it, Taz. You ruined it.
I still got the White Ranger or the Green Ranger to pick, so I can make the leader black, baby. So I'm all doing good right now.
Oh, shit. You do. So we are now at the leader of the Power Rangers. The one that swooped in and took the leadership spot. The man started off as a villain. Jumped into the
Wait,
zoo.
no. That's the main event. You need to go to the Pink Ranger before you
Oh,
get to
shit.
the main event.
I didn't realize I skipped Pink. I'm sorry. I skipped Pink. I didn't realize it. I apologize. Yeah, that is the main event. That is 100% the main event, and I didn't realize I skipped the Pink Ranger. I'm sorry. My apologies, guys. Moving on. The Pink Ranger. At one point, I thought the Pink Ranger was the love interest of the Red Ranger, but realizing that he is boring and trash, she had to move on to something better. Alright? As soon as that Green Ranger showed up, she was like, dang, I gotta get some of that. She had the pterodactyl droid. She took the sky. Alright? She didn't really do much else after that. That's pretty much her role. So, I had to dig deep on who I was going with, and at first I thought Liv Morgan could take the spot. But then I went to somebody, I was like, this will piss Eric off just because. Just because. I'm choosing somebody that was a cheerleader. And I'm going with Alexa Bliss as the Pink Ranger.
Marcus, I am not phased. Because once again, for my pick, I'm thinking outside the box. I think you just screwed over your co-host, Manny, with your pick of Alexa Bliss.
It's like... That means you gotta select Nikki Cross. That's it. Nice like.
No, because Nikki Cross was one of my selections to possibly be Alpha 5.
Wow.
The only other person that I've got on my list, but I'm changing my mind and I'm going off the fly.
Oh shit!
I'm
Dangerous.
glad I could encourage you to do that, Manny. I'm glad I could be an influence.
I'm going Mandy.
Oh, the Golden Goddess. The Golden Goddess. So, are you telling me your Green Ranger is Otis? Is that what you're telling me?
Nope. Nope. Otis gets no love from me.
Must be Sonya Deville then. Oh man, he went with Mandy.
So this is a very this is me being Mr. PC right now because Marcus, you pointed out I had an opportunity to have two African Americans in my recasting of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but at the same time why stop at just having color, Marcus? I decided I'm going to be all inclusive. And I'm going to select somebody who has impressed me the last 2 weeks. The man who has the split-legged nut punch I'm going for the Pink Ranger, Sunny Kiss. Sunny Kiss is the Pink Ranger for my Power Rangers, right? And that's who I'm selecting, and I'm satisfied with this. I think that is a great pick.
Well, you know, at one point, the Pink Ranger was almost everybody's crush as a kid, and then you turned to Sunny Kiss. Shocking.
Well, that's what Eric likes.
Sir, I am casting a modern day Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. I'm giving AEW the respect and shine. And on top of that, I'm not burning much of my talent in this pick. If you look at my roster, everyone is proper, but I'm not really sacrificing anybody until it gets time to pick the leader.
Eric, I just want to let you know, while you choose that pick, I want you to follow a lesson I learned a long time ago. Don't trust a big butt to smile, okay? In that pick. That's what you did. That's what you did. Okay. So, we are in the final pick of the evening. And we're going green, guys. And we're going white. The coolest Power Ranger. Hands down. He had the coolest Zord. He had the flute that he called the wind. Just dope. That was also a knife. So if he was ever a street performer, you better watch out. Because he'll play the flute, and if you didn't tip him, he may stab you. Then, when he upgraded and became the White Ranger, and showed that, I'm going to say it right here, white power. When he had the talking lion, I believe his name may have been Nimbus, I can't remember. Saba! That's right.
Nimbus from Dragon Ball Z.
Shut up!
Or Dragon Ball, actually.
He had Saba and the sword, and it was dope. He is the coolest Power Ranger, and so I needed to select him. So, my selection here, I needed somebody that was a star. I needed somebody that was big enough. But I didn't know who to choose. I didn't know. And then it hit me. Jason David Frank, the person that plays the Green Rangers, arch nemesis, for no apparent reason, is the person I'm picking. And that is CM Punk.
Yeah.
And so he actually knows martial arts. He comes in and everybody loves him blindly, even if he isn't the perfect human being. But he comes in, CM Punk is my Green Ranger. Drop the mic on that one. I took like 10 seconds to think of that.
I'm going out here. My Green Ranger is going to be black.
Oh. That is like nominating the President of the United States to be black, Manny. That is nominating the President of the United States to be black.
My Green Ranger is Alistair Black.
Oh, no! No! I thought we got him! I thought we had him.
If you would have made the Pink Ranger Zelina Vega, that would have been a better setup.
Well, if I would have made Pink Ranger AJ Lee, that would have been a better setup.
Well, Marcus, I was going to ask to change my pick because I was going to pick CM Punk for the same reason that you picked him for, because of him having beef with Tommy. I can't remember his real name. And I think that also CM Punk would be that person who would just crush all the dreams of Cody Rhodes thinking he was somebody special. So I admit, Marcus, you made me have to go into the bag and dig deep. And guys, I'm doing something I haven't done in my whole draft. I'm bringing out a big gun. I'm about to sacrifice a big player in this, and it's not Teddy Long. Marcus, I am taking someone who's also challenged your Green Ranger to a fight. I'm taking the Monday Night Messiah to be my Ranger, and that is Seth Rollins. CrossFit Jesus, baby. That's what I think.
He already comes out in the when he feels like it's a special event. He comes out in White Ranger gear multiple times. Well, we went big for the Green Ranger, guys. Manny went black.
I mean, it's arguably to say that people love them some Tommy. That's. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with my picks.
I'm happy with all my picks. I'm glad we didn't choose Pudgy Pig or Eye Guy or any of their makeshift villains, but we went through a lot of them. I'm satisfied with my picks. I question, as time goes on, I still question The Miz. The Miz does not deserve to be who did he select him as? I forgot. Alpha?
The Blue
The
Ranger.
Blue Ranger.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Also in consideration was Sami Zayn, but I think I'm going to save him for a rainy day.
I have no issue with Manny's Miz pick. I think that's actually a very solid pick. I mean, what more can I say? I mean, I think it's a far superior pick than Peter Avalon. I'll give him that. But when I conceded that Manny won the pick of the Blue Ranger, I was like, why waste a good pick in this one? I mean,
I won the Blue Ranger. I won Blue Ranger.
I remember who your pick was.
I picked Simon
Dean.
No, I'm taking Miz over that. No. Miz.
You
Sorry.
overrate this fool.
With all due respect, Marks, you made him your president in Independence Day. I'm sorry, you're overrating him, sir.
No, the Miz is the president. I needed a real actor to do that speech, and no one does a speech like the Miz.
Ric Flair could have did the speech.
Ric Flair would not be a respectable president.
I'm telling you now, I beat you in that selection between president. I beat you in that selection with Cody.
I feel like Cody's gonna get picked every week, and I felt like that was harsh that you made Cody the Red Ranger.
I think it's a great move to make Cody the Red Ranger. I mean, a man that wants to be the number one spot thought he had the number one spot. Next thing you know, Seth Rollins shows up and takes that spot from him, and now he has to go back to making his own championship. Come on, baby, it writes itself. I mean, and let's not sleep on one of my great surprise picks of the Black Ranger with Alex Wright. Come on, Also, Killian Dane as Goldar.
Hold on. I want to also attack your picks because the Power Rangers is about including all races to come together and unite. Especially nowadays that you decided to delete the only Asian character in the story. You got rid of an Asian character.
Yeah, you did that.
And chose to go black for no reason. You didn't have to.
I will also point out the creators of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers did the same thing. So apparently, I should have been on the payroll.
Well, that's because they replaced the Black Ranger with a white guy. So they had to get another black person, a black woman who was not being represented.
What am I supposed to do when I feel that the only person that deserved to be the Yellow Ranger was Sheeta? And that was my pick, and Manny took her from me. I had to do the only thing I could.
Yellow Ranger?
Huh?
Why does Sheeta have to be the Yellow Ranger?
She looks like the Yellow Ranger. She's young, she's vibrant, and she got the moves. I would have put her as the Yellow Ranger.
You're a racist.
I am not. Manny agrees with me. You take away all the race out of it, Sheeta looks like the modern day Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, but you could have also gone EO, you could have gone Asuka, you could have even gone Riho.
Yes, but at the same time, EO and Asuka are very prominent names that, remember, we don't have many prominent Asian women out there, or yet prominent women wrestlers. It might be a place where I want to use Asuka and I want to use EO at. And I think I did a good job of saving that. We all know I won Rita because there's no one meaner than Tamina. Just want to put that out there.
I don't know. Sherry's a better pick. On paper. I
think Broken Matt Hardy wins that.
That's very controversial. And you had to pick Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was going to be my Red Ranger, goddammit. He was going to be my Red Ranger.
Marcus, he saved you from having him as your Red Ranger. He saved you.
I don't even remember who I picked as Red Ranger now.
Lance Storm. The most boring man in the world.
Literally, I got bored. That's right.
I honestly didn't understand that pick.
Because the Red Ranger is a boring character, and I was thinking I needed somebody boring, and that's always serious, and the Red Ranger had to always be serious for a moment.
Shout out to the longest correspondent of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast that doesn't know that they're a correspondent, Lance Storm. We appreciate all the news and opinions that he's provided to the show throughout the years without knowing that he did any of that.
Yep.
Just so you know, if any of you had picked any of my picks before we started picking Rangers, I was going to pick the NWO as the Power Rangers.
Really?
Not even fair. We would have had to veto that. I would have had to take off my jacket and slam it down.
In your NWO edition of Power Rangers, Who's your Green Ranger?
I'm gonna go Nash.
I would agree with Benny, Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a cool one. That's true. Yeah, everybody else is fuck ups.
So Marcus, how do you close these type of shows up?
Well, I close them this way. Please leave comments on who do you think has the better casting of the Power Rangers, whether it's me, Eric, or Wayne. Leave it in the comments below. Or go to our Facebook. Huh?
You said me, and then you mumbled through Betty's names like you're throwing shade at him because you might feel that he beat you in his Independence Day draft, man.
No one has beaten me. I'm undefeated. Never lost.
Marcus, I just want to point out, we're recording this before we even know the results to the Independence Day thing. But if you lose the Independence thing, you're a disgrace to your own country.
Let us down, Marcus.
Independence Day was about the world coming together, okay, fighting for our freedom, all right?
Independence Day was you celebrating your freedom from the British rule. If a Brit beats you, shame.
You let them rule us again, Marcus. You let them rule us again.
The Queen of England is not coming to my house. I have a shotgun, all right? That's the whole reason the Second Amendment was put in place. So anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in to another Cast Subject to Change edition of the Manny and Marcus show or the Sharpshooters or whatever. Something that's on the DSPN network. I'm sure we'll be back to do another one. I don't know if Eric or Taz will be back to do it. But next time I can hear Brian Cage.
I'm not bringing Brian Cage because I am not Taz.
You are Taz. Eric, give me a no doubt. Say no doubt.
No diggity, no doubt.
So anyway, thank you all for showing up. Let us know what you think of our picks below and, Facebook pages and whatever. We're going to put a poll up eventually. Once I figure out how these things get judged, we'll have a winner. Thank you guys all. Oh.
Wait, but are we going to get to say some closing words for our own self or no?
If you want to go ahead, close some words, Eric. All right? I know you got AEW every Wednesday night.
It comes down
Taz's
to
moves.
Mark, when it comes down to us selecting people to recast, I have a couple of things to say to you and Manny, and I'm going to leave it with this. And it's beat me if you can, survive if I let you.
You just Googled that. You
I
just
know.
Googled that.
You Googled that.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Thank
Manny,
you
do you
guys.
have any closing words?
Well, after Black Taz Googled his own phrase, I would say email us, let us know what other TV shows or movies you'd like us to recast. The older, the funnier. Let us know. We'll find time to get to your suggestion, and maybe we'll have Eric back. Maybe we'll have Taz back. We don't know what. Maybe you should vote on which iteration of Eric you want.
Maybe I make our own version of Sunset, like AEW call it casting with the homies, and invite other people on the show. Who knows?
Maybe we can do puppies. They're doing their puppy bro. They're doing puppies. Anyway, until next time, guys. I'm going to do my Taz impersonation. It's more of a Jinder Mahal, I feel like. But I have a towel over my head. And I'm going to say, FTW. Fuck the world, guys. Later.
Stay solid, baby.
Peace.